Maybe they got shut down because they couldn't afford it.